My name's Elizabeth, and I'm going to be a millionaire soon. We have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm a teacher and a former software engineer. And I want to share with you how writing is making me a millionaire. Let's dive in. And if you want more videos on mastering your money, your mindset, your habits, and your emotions along the way to create a life you love and to be who you're born to be, feel free to click subscribe. Writing. How the heck is that making me a millionaire? Simply writing. I have my master's in English, but that is not why I have almost $1 million. That's not why. But writing down your goals is the single most important thing you can do if you want to achieve an outcome. So I had been doing personal development and learning from people online, really successful people, wealthy people, happy people, healthy people, all the people I wanted to be like. And I started hearing, write down your goals. Write down, Think and Grow Rich talks about this. Write down the amount of money that you want to acquire by a certain date, etc. And so I wrote that down. And you write down how much money you want to acquire. But actually, I started writing down other goals, other things. I said I'm a teacher, but I actually wasn't a fully licensed teacher because I was a software engineer first and I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so I wasn't a fully licensed teacher. I hadn't passed some of the praxis or the tests I needed to pass. We weren't making a certain amount of money. I wasn't at a school that I wanted to be at, and a lot of different things in my life in many different areas. There was a lot of change that needed to happen. And guess what? I just wrote it down. One by one, I took out a pen and I wrote down what I wanted. I wrote down what I wanted, and that's a key. What do you desire? You have to actually figure out what you want. And I wrote it down. And I wrote down, I want to be a licensed teacher. And my master's was in English, so I could be an English teacher, but then I realized I wanted to be a health and physical education teacher. So we can move around more, so I can see more kids, so I can help them with their mindset and leadership and emotions and figuring out how to work together and work ethic, those types of things. And so I wrote that down. I wrote down I wanted to live a certain place. I wrote down I wanted to work at a certain school in a certain area. I wrote down a certain income that I would like to make for my husband and I. I wrote down and wrote down and wrote down just a list of so many things. And guess what happened? I started checking it off. I started achieving those things. And then like 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, everything was checked off. Everything. I write about it in a book that I wrote on how I completely transformed my life. All the financial things I wish I would have known, but then some of the habits and the mindset shifts and things as well, and the stories that I went through. But I wrote it down. I decided. And so then I started taking actions that would get me that result. Your life is a result of the choices you make, and it's going to boop, 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 compute and get you a result. So if you want a certain outcome, you need to be making choices and actions like Atomic Habits teaches to get the results you want, and put it in your daily calendar and time block and know what you want. Your brain wants to help you. Your brain wants you to be happy, healthy, become a millionaire, whatever you want to do. But you have to write it down. And that's how we started getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, because we decided a plan and we figured out a plan of what we were going to do to get the outcome. So if you want to become a millionaire, if you want anything, please write your goals down. Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx, she said she wrote it down too, because there was a study that said that graduates of Harvard were like 43% more likely or 50% more likely to achieve their goals if they wrote it down. And the people who wrote down their goals, they were way more successful and had so much more money than people who never wrote down their goals. So please write down your goals, write down how much money you want to make, write down how you're going to do it, and then we can get there. If you want more support in this, let me know in the comments below. But you can be a millionaire. You can be happy. You can be successful. I believe in you. Write it down. If you want to learn more about some of the habits that I did to become a millionaire, here's a video on 10 habits that I did to become a millionaire, or this book, The Millionaire Fast Lane, that can help you figure out how to become a millionaire faster.